Hey everyone, it's Jason. Welcome to an unboxing for the Doomlings Overlush Mystery Expansion Packs. Here's the original Doomlings box. This is the sequel or second pack to the Doomlings game. And the way it basically works is you buy it and you get 4 mystery packs in each one. Unfortunately, I've already opened all of them because this is my second attempt on the video. The first one didn't work. So I've already opened all the packs, but I did not mix the cards. So we will go through each one as per pack how it would be, so you guys can see what you'll be getting if you purchase this. So in here, yeah, you get 4 different boxes, 4 different packs, which is 56 cards plus 4 holofoils, so 60 cards. So not as many as you get in the core Doomlings box. But the idea of it's supposed to be is like the original expansion packs, as far as I can understand, because they don't include any rules on how to incorporate this. Um, it just says, live how you like, curate the game night with any or all cards from any mystery expansion. Each box contains 4 packs. The expansion includes 14 cards plus 1 hollow foil. So my assumption on what you're supposed to do is it says, just treat it like any other expansion pack, is you open up one of these, and then you shuffle it into your core deck. Maybe split your core deck in half, shuffle it into the top half of the deck so you access these more often. And then when you take them out, and you get the second pack, repeat for the third and fourth pack. Then once you have all 4 packs open, you can kind of customize your overall Doomling experience. If you want to just buy another box of these and do 4 more packs, you can do that. Or you could take these 60 cards. Oh, I really like this one. I didn't like that theming on this one. Or maybe you didn't like some from the core set. You could take them out to kind of keep it a little bit more even. Or with your other expansions. And then just kind of create the deck that best suits maybe you or your playgroup. But yeah, there's no direct rules on how to use these, unfortunately. All right, so what do we have in the actual box? We have, or each pack has 7 commons. Each rarity is going to be denoted by one of these symbols. So we have 5 unusual or uncommon, and then we have 2 that are of the rare class, which could either be scarce, endangered, or legendary. And then the holofoil can be any pack or any rarity. Also down here at the bottom it says any common or unusual can also be replaced with a scarce, endangered, or legendary. So it is very possible to get a rare card in the common slot, a rare card in the unusual slot, then one in the rare slot, so that's 3, and a holofoil. So it's very possible to get potentially 5 rares in a pack. Not going to say it's going to happen often, or you may never see it happen, but at least it is something that is a potential, which is kind of nice. Alright, so with that, we are going to just go ahead and hop into our first pack. Alright, so on the back, we're going to have the same Doomlings traits or ages. They're going to be split in between them. And if we look at our first card here, I'm using a different camera than I normally do for my videos, so I'm hoping this is going to work. So sorry if it's not as good of quality as some of my other videos. It doesn't seem like fine text wants to zoom in very well. Alright, but a couple of things you can see on here is now we have an expansion symbol in the bottom corner, which will match the color. So each different color or different dots represent the rarity. But we also have on the side here, we have C for common, U for unusual, S for scarce, E for endangered, and L for legendary. It's kind of nice there. So that way, if you can't tell by the color or the picture for some reason, you can always read that symbol. There are 173 cards in this set. There are technically more than that, but anything after 173 is a Kickstarter exclusive. And when I do eventually get the Kickstarter stuff, which will be later in the year, I will do an unboxing of the full collection, as well as I have a couple of these other mystery packs. I'll open up some of them. And then the special gold editions, which are just foil cards. So we'll do those as well. I just wanted to get a head start before the Kickstarter since it's hit retail. So if you saw these, you know what they were. Because the original Doomlings is sitting on the regular shelf in the board game aisle. You buy it as a big box. These are mystery packs. You have an idea of what are in them. Alright, so our first card we're going to get is Kapor. We'll just have to go with that for So this is a purple card, cost 1. I'm not gonna read off all the different information there. But it says draw 2 from the bottom of the trait deck, or place 1 from your hand at the bottom of the trait deck. Card advantage, definitely nice, and it's an action card. What is really neat about these packs is they're all semi-themed. So if you pick up a pack instead of it just being a random assortment of the 173 cards, they do have some little theming to each pack. Excuse me. This is Mandibles. Um, he says playing action card from a green trait in the opponent's trait pile. Then return it to its owner's hand. So, yeah, again, works with actions. Also, there's a little subtype down here of bugs, 5 of 5. So there are going to be some cards in here that'll have theming, which are also kind of neat. That way, if you want to, like, again, mix and match what your decks do, you can always be like, oh, I'm going to take the 5 bug cards, I'm going to take the 5, tropical fruit cards and put all them in there. You can just kind of mix and match your deck that way as well. Our third card is self-pruning. Discard 1 card from your trait or 1 from your hand. So again, these are all kind of action cards. We have Fleshy Scales. Fleshy Scales is removed from your trait pile, draw 1 card, and this is a mushroom. We have Prolific. If you have +6, +6 if you have 4 or more green traits in your trait pile. So this one's not an action, but again, it's kind of playing around having some of them specific traits, which are kind of nice. We have Arrested Muscles. Draw a trait card from the discard pile with a face value of 2. This is one of our Jungle Cats. And then our last common card is a age card. Now you can kind of see the logo. It got rid of the colored border, but still has the 4 dots. But it still says C down here for the rarity. You may discard all red cards from your hand. So that's actually pretty fun. Plus, it's an optional effect. Alright, then we're going to get into the unusual rarities. We have another age right away. So it says 5 dots, has the U over here. This is Swamplands. If you play any trait with an action, discard them after you stabilize wherever they are. We got Spicy, who's a tropical fruit. For +1 for each red or green trait in your trait pile, whichever is the lower color count. If there's a tie, pick one. Motion Dazzle, +1 gene pool. You may play Motion Dazzle from your hand when a trait leaves your pile. So again, if you have a couple action cards that remove traits, so this kind of gives you a bonus there as well. Then we had Sour Grapes, our other dual color. There we go. I finally got to focus. +1 for each blue or red trait in your trait pile, whichever is the lowest color count. So yeah, this pack kind of has a bonus for having certain colored traits, or it's letting you play action cards. So here we have Contagious. Swap Contagious with a red trait in the opponent's trait pile, -1 for every green in your trait pile. Yeah, so definitely cool. All right, so that was our 5 unusual cards. Now we have our 2 rarities. Again, which can be scarce, which is kind of like regular rare, endangered, which is like super rare, and then legendary, which is legendary rare. So our first one we have is Opposable Thumb. It's just a scarce, which is an S and a reg. This is where all the dominant trait cards are coming. They'll be in the higher rarity, so you'll usually get 1 or 2 per every pack. To play this, you must have a dominant trait in your trait pile. Play this is an exact copy of another dominant trait now and for the rest of the game. That's really fun. And our other one is endangered. So that's the orange color with all the extra dots on there. Abominable, Go Big or Gorilla. -2 the gene pool, but gets you 8 points. So that's definitely fun there. So we got a regular rare and an endangered rare in the same pack. Then if we go to our foil card, we have Pyrophyte, which is another endangered card. So I actually got 3 rares in 1 pack. This is at World End, draw 4 cards. You may play 1 with any face value lower, of 2 or lower, ignoring actions. You can see there's a foil on there. Pretty generic foil. Like nothing super spectacular, but, if you're trying excuse me, if you're trying to collect them, you do have the option. All right, let's head into pack number 2. Dun-dun-dun. Pack number 2, we have Down. So this is a blank card. I guess doesn't have any special effects or anything, but it is worth 2. Not a bad extra thing to have to your deck. We got our first duplicate, which is Summer Solstice. Now it's not in the same pack, but you are gonna get duplicates throughout the box. You just should not get any of the same duplicates in the same pack. With the holofoil card notwithstanding, because that could be any card. But discard all red cards. We've seen that one. We have Barbles, so another blank one. So that's kind of the theming for this pack. We have blank character cards, which is kind of fun. Farting Bag, which is a 3 with the dual color. We have another Mandibles. We have Cap. +1 to the gene pool. Cap is discard from your traits. Draw 3 cards. Got Ursine, which is our last common. Then our unusual cards, we have Sweet, another tropical fruit. +1 for each green or blue trait, whichever is in your lower color count. We have Docile, a bigger cost card with blank traits. We have another blue here. Electro Reception. Draw 3 cards from the bottom of your trait deck. You may play 1 action from them. And then our next unusual is Nutty. I certainly can't. Perhaps you could. Choosing an opponent, they draw 3 cards and give you 1. So that's a fun little action card. Then our last unusual is another age card. We have Slumberwood. Players cannot play dominant traits. Yeah, so this kind of shuts down powerful cards with this set of group is. A couple of cards that remove stuff. Oh, sorry. But yeah, it's really fun. So now we're gonna get into our rare cards. Our first one is a Catastrophe, which is a scarce invasive species, -1 to the gene pool. Pass out green cards from your hand right at World's End. Discard a card from your hand with a face value 7 or less and add it to your final score. So it could help you hold on to some of them dominant traits. Our next one, boom, we got a legendary. So that's awesome. We have Epic, which is a little anime Doomling. To play this, you must have no dominance in your trait. This fills your first and second dominant slot, so it's worth 10. Now, if you compare that to the Abominable from the last pack, which is only worth 8, you might be like, oh yeah, but I only need more than 2 to be better than that. But this doesn't have the downside of that -2 gene pool. So that's kind of where you get some of the differences there. Is this guy has a high thing when he takes both slots, but he doesn't have any other negative effects on him. Our last card is our other foil, which is Dasso. So we did get a duplicate in this pack, but again, it was our foil. So that's gonna happen, unfortunately, because I think those are just 100% random. All right, pack number 3. We're gonna start with another great card. We have Hydrofuge. To play an action, with a blue trait from an opponent's trait pile, return that trait to its owner's hand. So yeah, you can see this theme's like the bug from the first pack. Let me see if I can find him quick. Yeah, so Mandibles has the same thing. He's a red card that affects greens. This is a gray one that affects blues. So like the little theming on the bottom here, the bugs are all gonna have kind of the same idea per color. We saw that with the tropical fruits as well. Another one like that will be our tropical frogs. We have Booster. You may play Booster anytime, stabilize immediately. So instant cards are always fun. We have Quills. You may play Quills in your opponent's trait pile when they remove a trait from your trait pile. So you can kind of see what these cards are sort of doing are messing with your opponents. That's sort of the theming of this. You're playing a card from there and taking out of their trait pile. Anytime you be playing to stabilize, you can mess with whatever's going on. This lets you play a card into your opponent's pile. You just did a generic Freckles, which isn't bad. Age of Doubt. Players cannot play trait values with a negative face. And then we have caffeinated. All players draw 3 cards and give 1 to the opponent on their right. So then our last common is, oh boom, look at that. It's actually a scarce. Now it's said in the pack we can get rare cards in a common slot. And we did, so that's definitely cool. We got playful. All players give 1 random card from their hand, then give each one from your hand in return. It's just kind of fun getting to trade around cards. Alright, then we're going to hop into our unusual cards. Oh, look at that. We got a second scarce. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen very often. You get 2 in the same pack, but it's crazy that we did. And I'm being honest, I did not stack these. These are exactly how I opened the packs. I actually had to go double check to make sure I didn't shuffle these wrong or something. So here we have procrastination. You may play procrastination after the last player's turn ends. If you do, take another turn. That's pretty cool. What's also really fun about this card is so the way the numbering works, through 173 is each color goes in order. So it's blue, green, gray, red, purple, multicolor, then the ages cards. So the green should be the second number group of cards, should be somewhere in the late 20s, 30s. They put procrastination at the end of the color set right before the age starts. So it's not next to the rest of the green cards. I just thought that was really a funny little clever thing that procrastination ends up being the last Doomling card. Alright, so we have Face Hugger, our first actual unusual. And then we have a Catastrophe. Planetary Deforestation, -1 gene pool. Discard all green and red cards from your hand and stabilize. World's End, subtract your gene pool from your final score. Yeah, so something like this, if you could plan for it, like you saw this coming, you could plan for it. We had that Abominable right at the beginning, gave you 8 points, but then -2 to your gene pool. This would give you -3, which would help not reduce your score as much. So you can kind of play some of the negative effects. We have mycotoxins, which are another mushroom. If it is discarded from your trait pile, all players discard 2 cards from their hand and stabilize immediately. And then our last unusual is a green-blue Swampy. Draw 3 cards from the bottom of the trait deck. So that's pretty cool. Our first rare is another legendary. So we have Skimmer. Once per turn, after you play an effectless trait, you may replay 1 action from your trait pile. So it's kind of cool. It combines with them effectless or blank cards that we had a lot in the last pack. So you can kind of see how this set in itself works very well together. And then we have another scarce. We have a purple-red Snap Trap. You may play Snap Trap when an opponent plays 2 or more traits on their turn and steal one of those traits. Nice. Steal a card from the opponent. And then our foil is another Hydrofuge. Alright, on to the last pack. We have Dueling Moons to start us off. Place 1 card from your hand on top of the trait deck, or draw 1 card from the bottom of the trait deck. Cool. Give you a little bit back. We have Slender Gams. We have another little froggy. We have Trippy. You may play Trippy at any time to draw 3 cards. These guys look like they're all going to be instants. We have Shady. Draw 3 cards. Play 1 card from your hand into opponent's trait pile. No dominance. And ignore its actions. Yeah, I'd love to get rid of a card that maybe you don't need, or a negative, or if they have something that says they gain less if they have a certain color. We have Prolific, who we've seen before. He was in one of the first packs. Hastrum. Shuffle the discard pile into the trait deck, then discard your hand. So kind of like a good reshuffle of the game. We have another Torpor. We have Seeker, who's our first adventure. Choose a face value, draw 5 cards, play 1 of the chosen values, and discard the rest. So this is actually a really neat card. because the way it works now, most cards are going to be ones or twos, but if there is another card in there that lets you look at the top cards of the deck, kind of stack stuff, or put cards back on top, he could be very powerful. And I wonder if some of the other adventurers do that. Then we have an age card. We have the Stranger. Draw one card. You may play it immediately, excluding dominance, and ignore actions. Mycelium, another mushroom. If Mycelium is removed from your trait pile on your turn, you may play the top card of the discard pile and then play actions. We have Ancient Corruption. -1 to the gene pool, discard all actions from your hand. World's End, -1 for all actions in your trait pile. We've got another Nuggy. And then our rares, we have Scarce, we have Fierce. You may discard up to 2 trait cards from your trait pile. Draw 2 cards for each card discarded. Yeah, it's actually pretty cool. And then we have Mutualism. All opponents receive +1 to the gene pool. Add the value of the highest gene pool to your final score. Definitely cool. And our final foil card is another legendary. I think we got 3 legendaries, 2 endangered, and then a bunch of scarces. So you have Ravenous. When you play a red trait on your turn, draw 3 cards before playing its effect. Yeah, so definitely cool. Alright, so that was Doomlings Overlush Mystery Expansions. Yeah, so I think it's a neat idea. It's about $25 per box. It's a little bit more than a standard like pack of like Magic or Pokemon cards. Now, of course, one big question is: can you just buy this and just play the game? No. Probably not, because I think you have to have a certain number of age cards to actually be able to play the game, and you need to have at bare minimum 3 catastrophes. I think out of this set, I only drew 2 catastrophes. I think you have to have 9 age cards. So the chances are you get all of them in there might be very slim. But also comparing this to the core set, is the core set here, which was also $25, which is what it's just to mix it with, had 167 cards. So if you bought 3 packs of these, which would get you about 180 cards, which would get you minus duplicates, should get you very close to the entire set. Then you could probably just shuffle just these together. But whether you want to spend $75 on this, or $25 on the core set, and then $25 on one pack of these, which is $50, and then just play with those. Also check out their website, the Doomlings website. They usually have deals going on, especially for some of the older stuff, in case you're interested in that. But yeah, definitely it's a neat idea. I think having better rules explained would have been a better idea. So again, it doesn't really explain how to mix these packs in or what you do when you have all of them. So like, I have 60 cards here. Do I just pull up my duplicates now? Do I have to try and make sure I keep a certain number of dominance or a certain number of age cards or what? Like, I mean, I'd probably just take all the 8 age and catastrophe cards, stick them in there and shuffle them out and be able to correct them out. But then now it limits me from my 60 down to probably like 50 some cards. Which I could just add those 50 to my deck, but I'd probably take out duplicates, because the only duplicates in the core game are cards that specifically work for having duplicates, like swarm cards. Which again would now knock me down like another 5 cards. So probably like 45 cards, which isn't terrible to add. But if I bought like another box of this, then what do I do now? I have 100 new cards. Is that just going to get too much in the main deck? Is it going to dilute either side too much? I'm not sure. Alright, that's what I have for this video. When the Kickstarter stuff does show up later in the year, I will definitely be doing I have the full collection coming, so I'll do cards 1 through whatever. The Kickstarter bonus cards are as well, all 173 cards plus Kickstarter. And I'll also do another unboxing video just like this, where I unbox each pack. You can kind of see the theming are of some more packs. And then you'll also do like the hollow foil rare packs to kind of see what those are ahead of time too. All right, so that's what I got for you guys. See you later.